Hey everybody, the Knight's here. We just want to give you a little update on our family, take a look back at 2017 and all the things that happened this past year, and look forward to what's happening in 2018.
Yep.
I'd say it's a long overdue update.
Yes, overdue. It's been an eventful year for us. We had a baby in 2017, in case you missed that.
Yeah, Jericho Lofton was born on February 19th, the date of our 1-year anniversary of the gathering.
Yes, so that was eventful. It's been busy. We love all of our kids, and they keep us on our toes.
That's right, always.
So, it's all good.
Parenting is a ton of fun. Hey, so we wanted to share just a few numbers with you because we know that that's a way that we're able to measure progress. And, it's not so much the numbers that matter as much as the individuals behind the numbers. And so we've seen a lot of change over this past year. And in September, we added 2 services because the church was growing so much. We've seen about 250 people on average attendance on Sunday mornings at the gathering. And actually on Christmas Eve, we had 315 in attendance, which is way different from last year.
Our
biggest ever service. So incredibly grateful and thankful for what God has been doing at the gathering and what he's going to continue to do in the coming years.
Yeah.
So
of our average 250, we have over 50 kids every week, and I care about that because I've really transitioned into serving in elementary with our kids ministry, which I love, and it's so neat to be able to connect with kids. And we have this conversation often that, if the kids feel like they have a place to belong as parents, they see that and they value that. So not only are adults coming in and finding value in our church, but kids as well are really coming in, being loved on, and especially in elementary, like these kids are understanding what faith is, and it truly is the next generation, which can sound cliche, but it is so valuable. And so we are so grateful for having over 50 kids each week, and for every volunteer who serves in our kids ministry. So.
Yeah, not only that on average attendance, but 2 weeks ago we had 91 kids in our Gather Kids ministry. So incredible to see all of the kids in this next generation coming up behind us, and that we're able to just invest in them now and invest in the future of what the church might look like. We also, in life groups, we think it's so important that people find freedom within life groups. And in our fall life groups, we saw over 90 people in average attendance in those life groups over this fall semester. And we're getting ready to launch our spring life groups at the end of January. And we've actually already seen just a bunch of people step up to lead life groups. We've got over 15 leaders signed up to lead life groups, and we're looking at over 120 people in life groups potentially in the spring semester. So that's exciting. We've seen 7 baptisms over this last year and 30 salvations, and so we're seeing that the Gathering Church is making a difference in the city of Asheville, and we're so excited about that. Do you want to speak to production at all?
Yes. Robert leads our production team. And so, the number of, I guess our dream team is what we call our volunteer team each week. And I would say, as a family, as a staff family, we are just so incredibly grateful for every person who steps into serving on our volunteer team. And they are the ones who truly make this possible. So having over 100 people weekly serving on our dream team, what that looks like for Robert and for our family, and for those of you who have invested in our family, you have made it possible for Robert to build a production team of over 30 people. These are people who have come into the church, who have been in the church for over a year, but these people are people who are gifted in areas of production and creativity, and we are offering them a place to belong. We've had some really awesome people come on our team in the last year, and your investment in our family has made that possible. Robert has over 30 people serving on his production team and a rotation of 14 people serving on our worship team. And if you have ever been in a small church and had a worship team, that is such a special and precious thing, because that means that Robert doesn't have to sing every week. That means our other worship leaders don't have to sing every week or serve every week, and it creates a healthy rhythm for our teams to prevent things like burnout, but also it opens wider the opportunity for not just for people to serve in their giftings of creativity and worship, but it makes, there's room for everyone at the table, and that's what I love about the gathering. So Robert has done an incredible job building a production team. The other things that you've invested in as you have supported our family is, Robert builds the website for our church, and so he sustains a lot of the behind the scenes work of the gathering that we don't always see, and you may think like, what does the person do for 40 hours a week? He does a lot, and so I know I'm so grateful for that and for your giving to us, and able to see Robert really just thrive in his giftings and actually serve our church and bring it into a place of thriving. The last thing that we just launched this fall is a creative team, and so this is going to take the load off of the lead staff to create every creative element for a service series, like graphics and roll-in videos, all these things that large churches are able to have a team in place to create. And so being a young church, that's harder for us in order to be able to create that each week. But we are so grateful to have a creative team of about, I would say 7 people, video people, graphic people, people who are creative that aren't graphic like me. I am more hands-on idea creative. And so it's a joy to serve alongside Robert in that area. And truly, I would say one of the best things about the gathering is that we are not a church of a few doing the work of the kingdom. We are a church of many, mostly volunteers, but I would say your investment in families like ours and our 3 lead staff families, you are creating and giving into making a healthy structure for our church to sustain and continue to grow and be strong for years to come. And so that is really an unprecedented thing in church planting. Most church plants don't survive the first year, isn't that right?
Yeah, because a lot of it is one person trying to do the work of many. And so I'll speak to that as well. Like, the Dream Team has been an incredible asset to what we do on Sunday mornings. I mean, there's no way that we could do what we do in the time that we do it on Sunday mornings and with the excellence that we do it if we didn't have our Dream Team members. And they have truly stepped up the game to what we're able to create is an experience that people enjoy, and they come on Sunday mornings and they feel a part of the family that in the community that we've created. And so it's been awesome to see people find their purpose and also to be able to make a difference within the church. And at the gathering, we aim to gather people around Jesus and around one another. That's why we're here. But we also want to see people essentially know God, find freedom, discover their purpose, and make a difference. And so we're seeing that as we go through. We do growth track after services each week, and people are able to go to that, learn about the gathering, learn how they're gifted and how they're created, and how they can best serve and make a difference within the church. And we have truly seen that. There's so many people who are a part of our teams that have stepped up, and they're making a difference in the church, and that's why we're growing. It's not because of any one thing that I do or John Mark does or Robbie does or Sarah or Free, our staff team, but it's what our Dream Team does. And they really have stepped up the game to help create an environment in a church where it's growing and it's thriving and people are becoming part of the community. We're walking into 2018 expectant of what God is going to do, of Him growing His church, of growing the community at the gathering. And so we just want to say to you, thank you so much for your support, for your prayers, for being there for us when we need you. So here's what 2018 looks like for us. We are growing and we're thriving. Our church is doing great, and we're growing financially. People are giving and are becoming a part of the family, and we love that. But at the same time, we're still not at a place where the church is self-sustaining. And so, what we've seen is we're able to thrive in the way that we are because of the support that we've had from family, from friends like you. And that financial support has allowed us to be able to not have to have other jobs, but to focus on the ministry and to focus on growing the church and seeing people come to Jesus. And so we want to continue to do that. And so for the next year, maybe some of you've given a one-time gift. Maybe you're giving monthly and you think that that's something that you can step up and give more. Maybe you want to give a one-time gift for the end of the year giving. That's great too. Maybe you haven't given yet, and this is something that you hear, and you hear the vision behind it, and you want to get behind it. And we would just ask that wherever you are in that place, if you would just pray about it, ask God to maybe give you a number or to be able to support us monthly, whatever that may look like, that you would just pray about it and ask God to speak to you in this regard. And we understand that some of you are not in that place financially. Some of you can't do it. And some of you, maybe God's calling you to give somewhere else, and that's totally fine. We understand that. But we just want you to know that we're getting to a place, we are seeing God grow the Gathering Church, and we're getting to a place where we will be self-sustaining, but we're just not there yet. So pray about it, and please, if you feel called to give, support us in what we're doing in Asheville and the ministry that we've started there and that we're seeing thrive. Thank you, and we hope you guys have a great rest of the year, and hope to see you soon in 2018.